This is the truth about small accounts nobody accepts. Nobody tells you this at the beginning. They tell you trading is about learning. They tell you it's about discipline. They tell you it's about patience. But that's not the truth. The truth is, small accounts are not a money problem. They are a psychological exposure test. A small account does not teach you how to make money. It reveals who you are when money feels scarce. And most people don't survive that exposure. When you start with a small account, $100, $200, maybe $5, you are not trading the market. You are trading your desperation. You are trading your need to escape, your need to be right, your need to prove something to yourself, to others, to a life that feels stuck. This is why small accounts destroy more traders than large ones ever will. Because small accounts don't forgive emotional weakness. They amplify it. Every dollar feels heavy. Every loss feels personal. Every win feels like hope. And hope is dangerous. Very dangerous. Most people believe the lie that small accounts are just a phase, something you quickly outgrow, something you flip into something bigger. But small accounts are not meant to be flipped. They are meant to break you or rebuild you. And almost everyone chooses to break. Not because they're stupid, not because they're lazy, but because the human brain is not wired for delayed reward under constant pressure. Let's talk about that. Your brain hates uncertainty. It hates waiting. It hates slow progress. A small account forces all three. You risk $5. You wait hours. You make $10. And instead of feeling proud, you feel insulted. You feel like the market is mocking you. So you increase size, you overtrade, you chase movement. And the moment you do that, the market stops being your opponent. You become your own executioner. This is the first truth nobody accepts. Small accounts don't fail because of bad strategy. They fail because of wounded ego. Your ego cannot tolerate slow growth. It cannot tolerate being small. It cannot tolerate being unseen. So it sabotages you. Quietly, rationally, convincingly. It tells you, just this once. You need momentum. You can't grow like this. And you listen, because the voice sounds like logic. But it's not logic. It's impatience wearing a suit. Most traders are not trying to make money. They are trying to end a feeling. The feeling of being behind. The feeling of being broke. The feeling of being insignificant. And that emotional pressure makes small accounts feel unbearable. Here's the uncomfortable reality. If you cannot respect a $100 account, you will never respect a $10,000 account. Because respect is not about size. It's about behavior under pressure. People say, if I just had more capital, I'd trade better. No, you'd trade bigger mistakes. Because money doesn't fix psychology, it exposes it. Small accounts show you your worst traits early. Greed, fear, impatience, revenge. Large accounts just make those traits more expensive. This is why professional traders don't rush growth. They stretch time. They know something most beginners don't want to hear. Consistency is boring by design. And boring is what the ego hates most. Your small account is boring when traded correctly. Small wins, small losses, no excitement, no dopamine. And that feels like death to a mind addicted to stimulation. So people manufacture excitement. They trade news. They over-leverage. They break rules. Not because they don't know better, but because silence feels uncomfortable. Let me tell you something most trading courses won't. The market is not designed to reward intelligence. It's designed to punish emotional urgency. Small accounts trigger urgency, and urgency destroys decision-making. That's why so many traders say, I know what to do, I just don't do it. Because knowledge is not the issue, identity is. You don't see yourself as someone who waits. You don't see yourself as someone who compounds slowly. You see yourself as someone who needs a breakthrough. And breakthroughs are rare. Consistency is common, but invisible. Social media ruins small account psychology. You see screenshots. You see flips. You see overnight success. What you don't see are the hundreds of boring days, the flat weeks, the controlled losses. So your small account feels inadequate. And when something feels inadequate, people abuse it. They gamble it. They rush it. They disrespect it. That's the second truth nobody accepts. Small accounts die from disrespect, not risk. You don't blow accounts because the market is hard. You blow them because you stop caring about protection. You say, it's only $50. It's already small. Let me try something. And that mindset guarantees one outcome: zero. Professional traders treat small accounts like fragile glass. Beginners treat them like lottery tickets. One mindset survives, the other feeds the market. Here's where it gets darker. A small account doesn't just reflect your trading psychology, it reflects your life psychology. If you rush in life, you rush in trading. If you avoid boredom in life, you overtrade. If you seek validation in life, you oversize positions. The market doesn't create habits, it reveals them. This is why some people never get past small accounts, no matter how many times they reload, because the account size changes, but the person doesn't. They bring the same impatience, the same fear, the same need for control. So the outcome repeats. Loss after loss feels unfair, but repetition is never random. At some point, the small account becomes a mirror you don't want to look into, because it shows you the truth. You don't lack capital. You lack emotional containment. You want results without discomfort, growth without boredom, profit without humility. And the market does not reward that personality. Let's talk about risk. Everyone talks about risk in percentages, 1%, 2%, but nobody talks about emotional risk. How much emotional pain can you tolerate without breaking structure? Small accounts hurt more emotionally than large ones, because every dollar matters. That emotional pain pushes people to violate rules, and rule violation compounds faster than losses. This is why most small accounts don't slowly bleed, they explode. One emotional decision leads to another, then another, until discipline collapses. And when discipline collapses, logic follows. You don't lose control suddenly. You negotiate it away. One exception, one impulse, one excuse, that's all it takes. Here's the brutal truth. Your small account is not supposed to make you rich. It's supposed to make you honest. Honest about your patience, honest about your ego, honest about your discipline. If you pass that test, size becomes irrelevant. If you fail it, size accelerates failure. Most people never pass because honesty is painful. It hurts to accept that growth is slow. It hurts to accept that you are the bottleneck. It hurts to accept that the market is not holding you back. So people create stories. The market is manipulated. My broker hunts stops. I just need better entries. Anything but, I need to change. And that's why small accounts stay small, or die, because growth requires identity change, not leverage. The trader who survives small accounts is not smarter. They are quieter, more patient, less emotional. They don't feel entitled to results. They focus on survival. Survival is unglamorous, but it's the only path forward. If you can protect a small account, you can scale anything. If you can't, nothing will save you. This is where most people quit, or reload, or blame. But a few people pause. They slow down. They trade less. They accept boredom. They detach from outcome. And slowly, painfully, something shifts. The account doesn't explode upward, it stabilizes. Losses shrink. Mistakes reduce. Confidence becomes quiet. That's when the small account stops being a curse and becomes a foundation. But that stage feels lonely, because there's no excitement to post, no screenshots to brag about, just control. And control doesn't impress the internet. It only impresses the market. Most people would rather feel special than be consistent, and the market feeds on that preference. If this feels uncomfortable to hear, good. That means it's working, because small accounts don't need motivation. They need truth. If your small account feels heavy, if every loss feels personal, if patience feels like punishment, it's not the market testing you. It's reality asking a simple question. Can you control yourself when nothing is exciting, nothing is fast, and nothing is guaranteed? Because a small account will not reward belief. It will not reward confidence. It will not reward ambition. It only rewards restraint. And if you cannot master restraint in something small, you will be destroyed by something bigger. Most people will ignore this truth. They will reload. They will gamble again. They will call it experience. A few will stop, sit with the discomfort, and realize the account was never the problem. They were.